welcome to prompt number 119. Something about jeans. I don't know. Too many teen rhymes. Let's just get into this prompt. We have... Oh, I left the sensors on them. We have 1, 2, 3 kids jumping, glaciers or glaciers, and ooh, shark. I love drawing sharks. All right, that is... All right, here we go. So this was quite an interesting combination of prompts, which is good. You know, we want interesting. If not, it'll just be boring, except not. Usually the boring prompts are the ones I have the most fun and creativity with. But anyways, I started off by drawing a glacier that had kids playing and jumping on it, just random kids in the middle of who the heck knows where on a block of ice, jumping and having fun and having a bunch of, you know, meat-eating animals swimming around them. And I put signs on the glacier that say stuff like buffet and all you can eat. I know, I went very gruesome for this one. Putting weird, silly humor, usually gruesome, into my artwork is just something I love doing, so that's what my first idea was. And of course, I wanted to play around with different ideas, so I thought about a glacier that was floating in the middle of the sky somewhere, and kids rode sharks up to it to try to, I guess, capture the flag sort of situation. So we have a bunch of kids jumping onto this block of ice, trying to grab the flag, jumping off of their flying sharks. It was a weird one, it was a random one. I was kind of leaning towards that idea because it was really silly and I just wanted to draw a bunch of stupid looking sharks everywhere, but I actually didn't go with either of these ideas. Maybe it's because MerMay is in full swing and I'm seeing all of these artists drawing mermaids. Personally, I'm not super into MerMay just because I find how many times can you draw a mermaid to be kind of boring. I don't know. But I do like to participate in these little monthly challenges when I can. Maybe not every day, but I do get the itch to join in, so I think I just had mermaids on the mind for this one. And I'll be honest, these prompts were just kind of... They're not the best represented, but as usual, I will say the prompts are just for inspiration. They don't necessarily have to be the main attraction to these illustrations, but they are kind of like, did I really do it? So kids jumping, as you can already see at this point, we have 2 mermaid kids jumping. But can mermaids jump is the question. Yes, they can jump out of water like a water animal does, but can they jump on the bottom of the ocean like an animal with legs would, I guess is my question. I don't think it's considered jumping, but you know what? They are jumping rope and I'm going to count it because you can't tell me what to do. So yes, my idea is a couple of mermaid kids under the ocean playing jump rope with a giant piece of seaweed with a couple of crabs. We have a shark on the side, which I will admit is just kind of stuck over there. I was hoping to make the shark more of like a little dog shark. My original idea for this was going to be having actual children on land playing jump rope and having a mermaid play with them, like they had found and befriended a mermaid that got washed up from the shore, so they were playing jump rope with this mermaid and there was like a shark dog thing with them. But then I stuck the scene underwater because, like I said, I was getting that itch to join in with MerMay, so that's what I ended up with. As far as the glaciers go, I thought it would be really interesting to kind of reverse this scene from what I normally draw. So normally when I do these half circle scenes with the grass circle on the bottom, I have that half circle sky in the background. It's blue. I usually put some really goofy children looking birds in the background. And of course my simple style white clouds, but we're underwater, we don't have clouds. So I thought it would be really interesting to kind of make a water version of that. So instead of clouds, we have the glaciers hanging down from the top of the water. If you don't know, glaciers are blocks of ice that dangle. I don't know, that's the best description I got. And instead of putting birds, I put little fish swimming around because I do like to put little black fish in the background of my sea illustrations. I just think they fill in space, they're really cute and a nice way to put fish in. So yeah, that's our shark on the side, our glaciers, and our maybe kids jumping, but probably not. Let's talk about the shark really quick. It is the stupidest looking thing in this illustration, and I kind of love it for that. This isn't normally how I draw sharks, but I think I just got kind of stuck on how to shove it in that space, and I also just wanted it to be bending kind of weird. Next thing you know, its little fins are coming out of its neck, and its top fin is almost on its butt. Overall, this shark is looking absolutely stupid, but I love it. That's what I love about art, is that you can just make things look so stupid and have fun with it. It doesn't have to look real, because guess what? We got real life for real. I think even more so lately, I've been really leaning into the make things look stupid and just have fun and make people smile. That's always been my goal with art, but I think lately I've just been like, how stupid can I make this look and make it silly, but also still kind of look like the animal? So what is the story with this illustration? We need a story, right? I've been thinking a lot about the stories lately just because I might be working on a collection of stories thing. No promises because I haven't even started. So we have these kids jumping rope. To be honest, I think it just might be a normal average day of their mermaid life, you know, nothing going on, there's no excitement. I was kind of thinking about how maybe the shark could be involved in some way. Maybe that shark is slowly befriending them just to eat them. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. The shark kind of looks friendly, but at the same time it's a shark. You can't trust sharks, right? It's too happy. What is happening here? Which brings me to something I was thinking about as I worked on this illustration. It looks so happy and so basic and so regular. It just really makes me feel like this is definitely a children's book illustration. Like if I saw this, I would be like, yeah, that is a illustration. Yeah, it sure is an illustration, you guys. It just looks so much like something that would be in a book. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm really that happy with it. It's like I don't hate this illustration because there's nothing about it that I'm super unhappy with, but at the same time, I'm not super happy with this illustration because there's nothing about it that I super like. It's just kind of there for me, you know? Just kind of there. Which honestly, I will take over hating it because hating your art sucks. And because this illustration gave me such a children's book illustration more than usual with my art, I decided to go with the bright colors route. I was thinking about making the seaweed sap green because I feel like it's been a while since I've played around with my earthy tones, but this illustration was just screaming bright and colorful to me because it just looks so innocent and happy. It felt wrong to make it earthy, so I went with colorful. And there was a few things I struggled with because I just wasn't sure on what colors to use. I wanted, obviously, to make the water blue. There was going to be a lot of blue tones in here, so I thought it would be good to make the mermaid tails orange because it complements the blue and that usually looks nice. I'm kind of obsessed with the combination of blue and orange. But once I painted the crabs red and then of course the seaweed green, I wasn't sure what to do for their hair. I was originally going to just make this super bright and colorful, just go with every single color of the rainbow. I think I was going to make the left kid's hair a yellow color and the right kid's hair purple, because I wanted them to represent coral reef in a way because there are fish hiding in their hair. I just thought that was so cute. So it's kind of like hair, but also kind of like coral reef. But I just couldn't bring myself to color their hair yellow and purple. It just seemed like I was just going to be throwing a bunch of random colors in there without actually having them work together. And I was already kind of feeling weird about the orange tails. I tried to go over them with a red color to make them connect more with the crabs, but the orange was so bright and I think the damage was done. So just to keep everything a little bit more together, I decided to color their hair green to, like I said, just kind of unify everything and make it work together. So in the end, I'm not super happy with the colors. I just think orange and green are the most disgusting combination of colors ever. I would rather have a bunch of purple than orange and green. But what can you do? You live and you learn. So the last detail on this illustration is that I added some plant life to the background. Now this illustration, after I penciled it, I immediately regretted not drawing it on a 11x14 because it just seemed like I had so much detail crammed into a 8x10, but that's okay. It turned out all right. But this illustration started to make me think about the swamp monster illustration. We have people at the front, their hair is made out of plants, And then in the background, I put some plant things fading away, which I had so much fun with. I think that's my new favorite detail to just kind of throw in the background to add a little something. It's so simple. It's just a really dark blue fading and having these simple, they almost look like cacti, but they're supposed to be just like some coral reefy things or seaweed or whatever. Either way, it adds just a small amount of detail that I really like. So that's it. I guess that is it for this prompt. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the end card. But before I get into the featured artist, I just want to remind you guys that I cannot feature every single prompt entry. I am happy there are so many of you joining in. It is what makes this community so much fun, just seeing the different ideas you guys have and just being a part of something creative. I can't feature everybody, and that's not even the point of this. The point of this is to make friends, discover new artists, and I love that I can show you guys new artists to follow. So let's get into our first featured artist. Creative Swole Kitchen. I think I've messed up your name before in the past, and I apologize. This illustration is just so soft, and it looks like something that could be illustrated in a book, and there's just so much story here. It just looks so mystical and magical. It's earthy, heck yes. This is the beginning of a story I would love to read. And Pie Create, who again has these lovely earthy colors that just go together so well, and the texture is what really brought me to this illustration. It's so interesting and different and really sets it apart from other illustrations. And again, there's a story here that I want to know. Also that framing, love it. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining in. Can't wait to see what you do for this prompt. It's a weird one, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.